All right. Welcome back. For me, it's been 5 minutes to reheat my tea and come back to the table. So last we left off in Shadowdark. That's the game that we're playing today, using the Shadowdark rules. We had Zoran and Aclara find a secret alcove in a cave. A secret cave entrance in an alcove that they bedded down in search or hot on the heels of a poor elf butcher that was tied to some sort of bad deal gone wrong in the black market of Treefall. And so they have been trying to find her. For what purpose, I can't remember the exact sort of reasoning, except I believe that Clara, being a priest, wanted to do good for the community. So they are currently in a cavern space, which I now kind of want to name these tunnels, and I feel like they're more tunnel-esque. So I'm going to go to the Shadowdark rules. The Shadowdark book has adventure names like the Crypt of the, or like the Crypt of the Forgotten, blah 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 blah. You know, in that kind of thing, for naming like adventures. Kind of the titles that you see in modules. Shadowdark has dungeon naming things. So I'm gonna call this tunnels, or the maze, right? Or something. I'll use these, but I'm gonna roll for name 2 and name 3 just to sort of get some flavors in here. I'm gonna do better about trying to keep my box here free from random things. Let's just move everything that I'm not going to use. 2d20s. Let's move everything else off of here. Of course, this is me literally right in the middle of the last session. Okay, let's roll. So tunnels or maze or whatever, 56 is of the fungal. Ooh, interesting. 71. Of the fungal warriors. Okay. All right. So of the fungal warriors, this has sort of fungi folk, mushroom folk, but we also established that there is an undead presence here. So I'm going to say that is the tunnels of the fungal zombies, or the fungal decay. Okay. Tunnels of the decayed. Tunnels of the decayed. Something. I'm gonna have to roll again because I love how these oracles that you can, these tables, some of it just makes sense, and some of them is like, oh right, I already sort of established what this might be, but I need some other, name in here. 74 is gem. Tunnels of the decayed gem. But hey, you know what we found last session? Tunnels of the decayed gem. There was a chipped emerald, an emerald chip that was off behind some rocks. So there was that. Interesting. So there we have that going for us. I think now we have to finalize. We have to continue on with our adventure So Clara is currently holding her dagger. Sorry, she is currently unable to cast Turn Undead. But she has access to... She has access to Cure Wounds. She has access to Light, actually. Protection from Evil and Smite. So she might cast one of those spells here before anything begins, because there's 4 zombies here. So I think she's going to cast Protection from Evil on Zoran here, and I'm going to look up the spell Protection from Evil, just because I can't remember everything about it. Protection from Evil, okay, it's a focus spell. So she needs to, for the spell's duration, which is, chaotic beings have disadvantage on attack rolls and hostile spell casting checks against the target. Those beings can't possess, compel, or beguile it. When cast on an already possessed target, okay, so it is effectively good against spirits and things trying to do damage. Now, I'm pretty certain that zombies here are chaotic. They are oh my god. Alignment. Yes, chaotic. Yes. So she is going to cast with a +3, I believe, is her bonus. Because +2 for her talents and +1 for her wisdom. So +3 on this tier 1. So she needs to get an 11 or higher. So she needs to roll an 8 or higher. She rolls an 18. So as long as she's focusing on the spell, Zoran is protected from these guys. So they have disadvantage on the attacks. I'm going to focus. The spell casting is a little bit different. I can't remember everything all the time. Spell casting, so focus until the start of your next turn. Make a spell casting check at the start of your turn as if you're casting that spell again. Okay, so focusing is basically casting it over and over and over again at the start of each turn. So I'm going to have Zoran. He's going to run up to the first set of zombies, and he's going to just smash in, hopefully doing some really good damage here. And he gets his strength is +2, so he gets a +5 to attacks, and he gets an extra 3 damage to his D8. I think he's going to go full on two-handed here. He's not going to hold back here at all. So he's going to roll a 10 plus 5 is 15. The AC of these guys is 8, so he definitely does some damage. Roll a D10 for the damage. 10 plus whatever, 10 plus 3 is 13. They have 11 HP, so one of them is down for the count. All right. They each are going to swarm Zoran, and they're going to attack at disadvantage. His AC is 11, or his AC is 13, I know for a fact, and they have a +2 to their slam attack. All right, so 9 plus 2 is 11, misses. Second zombie. Ooh, 11 plus 2 is 13, that does hit. And then the third zombie, natural 1, which we know is going to get a pummel strike type of, deflecting attack for 3 damage. So one of them takes 3 damage. So so it goes down to 11, and the other one, it goes down to 8. Okay. One is dead. Okay. All right. The one does D6 damage to Zoran. Ooh, 4 points of damage to Zoran. He goes down to 8 HP. And I think that that is unfortunate. But it is not top of the round. It is now zombies or top of their round. So they go through another timer on the torch timer. Zoran Aclara has to cast or keep up that spell. 19 does. So Zoran is still under the protection from evil spell, which is great. And Zoran goes, thanks again. That was helpful. And he is going to attack with his broadsword or his bastard sword. 4. He is going to not. They have no luck. I'm not going to give them a luck per session because even though this is a new video, it is not a new session. So they don't have any luck. Oh, you know what I've been forgetting though? Natural 20s. In the Shadowdark rules, a natural 20, a character gets a luck token. But I don't remember who. I know we had a natural 20. And it was Zoran last game. Oh, did he roll that while he had a luck token? I can't remember. Because if he did, then I want to re-roll this. And I don't have time to look back at the video. I don't pause. All of my videos are, just off the cuff and they press record until I stop. So I'm going to make the ruling that he did. And so he's going to use his luck that he had earned last video, earlier in the fights. And he rolled that natural 20, in which I know that he rolled 2 d8s for an attack. So he did earn a luck, but he is going to use it to re-roll that 4. And he rolled a natural 1. So natural critical fail on a melee attack, which is pretty not great. We don't want that, a critical, where is it? Critical fail. Critical fail. There is, interesting, there is critical fail on spells, but there does not seem to be critical fails for melee. And that seems interesting. I'm wondering if there is stuff in... Oh, I know. Okay. Well, he wasn't holding the torch, so I don't think that's going to matter here. I don't think... I don't know what to do here, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty certain that there should have been fail, like he hits himself, right? But there's no real rules on that. I think that just makes the most sense. Oh, I know. Okay, so I'm going to use the Oracle here. And his, does he drop his sword? I'm going to give this a likely chance. Yeah, likely chance. 16, yes, he drops his sword. So his sword is on the ground. He'll have to spend an action to pick it up and wield it again. So right now he is defenseless, and also he can't do damage, and he'll have to spend a whole turn to pick it up. All right, so that was his turn. Zombie's turn. The 3 zombies are still on Zoran. They're going to attack all 3 of them. I'm just going to do 3 separate rolls. At disadvantage, so yeah, I guess I do need to roll 2 of them at the same time. 3, that definitely misses. Second attack, 4, definitely misses. And, ooh, 16 plus their 2, that hits. So that is another d6 of damage. 6 points of damage. Oof. He's down to 2 health. Zoran is taking quite the beating here. I think what's going to happen here is, I think Clara is going to come over, not recast Protection from Evil, but is going to cast Cure Wounds and give and hold up. Yeah, is going to cast Cure Wounds on Zoran here. Yeah, that is her turn. Oh, that was the end of that round. So we need to X a thing. 18, Cure Wounds happens. I believe it's D6. Cure Wounds is D6 plus... Number of D6 is equal to 1 plus half your level, so round it down. So 1 plus 1. So 2 D6s. So hopefully there'll be a lot of healing here. There, 2d6 healing. Oh, 6 points of healing. That's not bad. Let's go back up to 8. I think Zoran and Alclara are in a tight spot with 3 of the zombies still around. He was unable to hit on that round. Oh, right. DC 15 check. It fails. That was for the death of the zombie on that previous round. The zombies go, because that was them doing their turn. He has the sword in his hand, but he can't do anything with it. The only thing I think that Zoran could do here is... Yeah, there's not much else that he can do, so that's it. So... No more disadvantage, so now we just got 3 rolls. Ooh, okay. I'm going to spread the love between Zoran and Clara, now that Clara is in the picture next to the zombies. Alright, so she has 10 HP. Her AC is 12. His is 13. Alright, so we got 2 hits and a miss. So I'm actually going to give them each 1 because they both can't die. So I'm going to have a D6. The white one is for the damage on Clara, and the darker one is the damage on Zoran. Oof. Okay. So 4 damage to Clara. So she goes down to 6. And Zoran goes down to 4. All right. Back up to their turn. She is going to... Is there anything around in this? Like, we did describe things as being slippery and things like that. But is it going to be helpful to them, or should they just leave? I think Alclara and Zoran are going to have to duck out and escape through the other entrance, or the entrance to the south. So they're going to spend the 1 round to leave this area, which is not great. So they're gonna just spend a whole round leaving and going into the next space. Now, I think Zoran on the way out is going to try to bash on yeah, he's gonna... I wish that he had some caltropy type of things on him. So he's just going to have to flee. Now, I'm going to ask the Oracle, because this is a cavern space, I'm going to say it's likely. But the space that they're escaping into, does this have, is it defensible from the, like, can they shut the door? I mean, they can't shut the door because it's like a cavern space, but are the zombies going to pursue when they flee? Now, zombies are fairly slow, and they kind of get tripped up over each other and things like that. I know that. So I think what I'm going to ask the Oracle is if there's an environmental bonus that will aid Zoran and Alclara's escape. I'm going to say that's likely. 17, yes. Yes, but. Okay. Yes, but. Oh, okay. Yes, but here's the thing. So they do flee into the next area. But then, right as they enter in, Zoran sees some loose stones that have been packed up. And maybe they were already there. Maybe they were put there artificially. He doesn't have time to look or figure out. But he slashes at them he takes out his grappling hook, right? And I think this is going to take another round just to deal with. So it's going to take up another round of their torch. Zombies are slower than them, but they go through this opening and they take some time, and he uses his grappling hook to scrape at the ceiling, and a bunch of rocks and stuff fall down. But in doing so, he's going to lose his grappling hook. But enough of the rubble fall down that the zombies are unable to pursue through, which was really cool. So that is the bonus. I'm not going to have that be a roll. I think that's because they get locked out from going back the way they came. That's enough of a scenario where that's kind of crappy. Well, there's only one way to go now, is continue south, huh? Okay. So we have this new area here, and I'm going to say that with the mishap, does the torch go out? 25% chance. 2. No, it does not. So on a 4, which is all 4 of these torches facing up, that would be yes. Okay, so the torch stays lit through all that, like running through in the tumbling of all the rocks up above. But now we're in a new sort of area, and let us consult the tables that we've been using to figure out what is the room type and all of that. Okay, I am going to, one thing I completely forgot about this is we did not set the danger level. So I'm going to say it's unsafe. So I'm going to write unsafe on my little sheet here. And that means every 3 rounds I have to check for wandering monsters if there is nothing. Like earlier in the session, or in the last video, there was 2 empty rooms, effectively almost 3 empty rooms, that things could have happened while they were wandering around, and I forgot to check. Whoops. Okay. All right, so let us roll to see. Again, I'm really bad at keeping this stuff clear. Here we go. Let's roll a d10. A 4. So it is a minor hazard. Okay. So it's a minor hazard in this room. What kind of hazard is it? A 3. Locked barrier. Stuck or locked barrier. Well, interestingly enough, they just created a stuck or locked barrier. And I'm thinking that there's only one way out of this as well. And it is locked. Not locked as in with a key, but locked as in there's something in their way. Okay. Okay, so that there is a trapped barrier here. Is a natural barrier. I'm going to say that's likely. So let's ask the Oracle. 9 and then 12. So yes, 12 is above 10. So it is a natural barrier. It's probably going to be more rubble. I'm going to think it's more rubble. It's a minor hazard, but that just means that there is there any other way out of here? I'm gonna ask the Oracle. I'm gonna say it's unlikely. No, there is not. Okay, so there is no other way out, and they could kind of dig through either side. It seems like, but back the way they came is zombies, and here is more. But I think what Zoran really needs is some healing. And so I think they're going to spend some time, some rounds, casting Cure Wounds, which I know is 2d6 healing when it does happen. And so this is going to be each round. Now, while Zoran is going to say, are you able to heal me while I work? And she goes, well, yes, let's make it quick. So he is going to start heaving the rocks, and he's going to use, I'm going to roll strength, and because it is, he's going to use his grit to overcome the strenuousness of dealing with these heavy boulders and things. So he's going to roll with advantage on this strength check, and this is basically going to see how well he can deal with this. And because this is there's going to be there's no other entrances. It's just 2 blocked off areas by rubble. There's going to be no risk of a random encounter here. The only thing that's taking up time is their torch is burning every round. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to roll to see how well he does this. This is going to be a normal DC. It's just a normal action. In fact, I think it's an easy task, but the degrees of success is going to denote how fast it does. So I'm going to roll to see his strength check. Oh, we got a 4 advantage with advantage, so 6 total. So he fails that effectively. So it's going to take a long time for this to happen. And this is what we call failing forward. Remember, as any sort of situation, you never want to lock a progression of a story behind a roll. But all this dictates to me as the storyteller, as the GM, as the player, is that no, he does not do it very well at all. In fact, he fails in moving the boulders in an effective way. But they have all the, quote, time to do it. So he's just going to take a long time. In fact, I'm going to roll a d20, and actually, let's roll 2 d6s and see how many rounds it takes. Because I was going to roll 1d6, but now because he's doing it so slowly, he's going to roll 2d6. Ooh, it's going to take 10, 6 and a 4. That's 10 rounds to clear out this rubble, which means mechanically they're going to go through a couple torches just cleaning this out. And so the torch, he's going to jam in the side of a loose piece of rubble that they're not dealing with, and then he's going to keep moving things. Mechanically, whenever you put the torch down, something might happen. So I'm going to roll on the d4. Nope, that is a 2 again. So the torch does not go out. But we're going to take out one of the timer for the current torch as Claire casts her heal spell. Cure Wounds. Natural 20! All right, that means that she gets the change a numerical value. So she's gonna change. I don't think there's anything but the dice number for Cure Wounds. This just means, and she gets a luck point. She gets a luck point for that natural 20, which is clutch. So she gets one luck point back. So Cure Wounds for her is Cure Wounds. Touching, roll a number of d6 equal to 1 plus half your level. Okay, one target you touch regains that many hit points. So one numerical value. So half my level, double my half my level, which would be 2, or 2 plus 1, or 1 plus 2. It's going to be equal right now. So I'm going to have it roll 3 dice instead of just 2. Yep. D6s equal to numerical value. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to roll 3 d12s, and that's how much she's going to heal Zoran for. Ew, 7 points. That's good. That's good. It gets him back up to 11, which is nice. And so with that, 1 round. How many rounds? 12 rounds. So we're going to do Rubble. It's going to take 12 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've done 1. And we've done that. Let's do it again. And she is going to continue casting. She's going to cast on herself. And he is going to do another this. And let's go through some more timer. Natural 20 again on herself. Woo-wee! Okay, so I did say at the beginning that each character can have 2 luck tokens. Normally it's luck tokens for the number of characters, but just the way that this game works and the way I like to play, and I like telling the stories of what happens to the characters rather than having new characters join in on the characters that die. We had to leave a very lethal, potentially lethal combat last not too long ago, so this game is lethal. It's very dangerous, but I don't want to make it gauntlet lethal all the time. And so that's basically my rationale for adding 1 luck per character as opposed to just by the number of characters. Okay, so natural 20, so she gets to heal 3d6. That's better. 11, 12, 13, 14, which is plenty for her because I think her HP does not even go that high. Yeah, her HP goes to 10, so she's fully healed. She might be able to help. Oh, they each also have 2 XP as well from various things. Okay, he is going to continue on. That strength roll, by the way, is for the entire thing. And so he's going to do it again. Another torch timer goes down. And let's see her roll Cure Wounds on him again. Oh my, that dice is hot. That dice is hot. Now, I don't think we need it. I mean, it could be 3 1s. It could be 3 1s. I forget in the base. Well, I'm going to roll this first. Hold on. Yeah. So he's also fully healed up. 3 natural 20s. Wow. Okay. 3 natural 20s in a row. She's elated, and she is so thankful to be able to cast Cure Wounds like that. And it is something quite amazing. So I think what she's gonna do now in the next thing is, I think she is going to she's gonna cast light. She's gonna cast light. Yeah, and I believe light is a focus spell. But should be, I think. She's going to cast light. Object you touch glows with bright. Okay, so the duration is, for the sake of solo, is 10 rounds. But so she can touch her helmet or Zoran. I think she's going to touch Zoran's I think she's going to touch Zoran's armor, and his armor is going to exude light out for, around them. So whenever he gets in melee and walks around, he sees better. So that being said, there's a new timer going on here. Oops, this one. There's a new timer for light spell. And we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay, and then the rubble. So it's going to use up that last one there. On the torch goes out just as the light spell comes on at the perfect time. And so we're going to use up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the light spells, unless can Clara help? So she's going to roll a strength check as well. So her strength isn't great. I believe her strength is like, what is her strength? Her strength is, +1. Her stats are a little bit better. Okay, so she gets a +1 to this roll. So she is going to attempt to help as well. Well, she really doesn't help. In fact, a natural 1 for her failure is that she gets in the way. And I believe that it's going to take an extra round for them to clear it up. So in terms of how long that takes, instead of having 2 light spell rounds left, it's just 1 light spell round. So that's about a minute of them, or minute, 2 minutes. A round is like 6 seconds-ish, 10 seconds-ish. But needless to say, they spent time dealing with this stuff, and they've opened up the area. But she's going to have to cast light again, because it seems like the light spell has been doing better than just the torches in combat, or should do better in combat. So she's going to, before the light spell ends, cast it again, because anything in darkness is at disadvantage, even spell casting. So I'm going to have her roll to cast light spell. 19, it does. So she has another spell up. I'm just going to add another set here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then for them going through this last, well, not this last, sorry, this next tunnel area, let us see what it is. Cool. So I'm liking this mechanic of an area and then how big it is and how long it would take to go through the areas. It's slightly modified from, there was another, like, what game was I playing that had how big of a chamber it was. It dictates how many rounds it was to take to look through things and to experience the encounters and stuff. And I can't remember what game that was off the top of my head. But the next area, through this, I'm going to ask, is this more getting deeper and deeper? I'm going to say this is likely. And it is. So we are underneath mountains here. So we're going deeper and deeper through the mountains and maybe coming out somewhere on the base of them. Don't really know. We've been going through some medium rooms and some large rooms. this hazard space was more of like a small alcove kind of chamber-esque. But now they're fully healed. They're going into the next space. And how big and what type is this room? It is a medium room. It's another treasure. I keep rolling treasure, which is wild. And what kind of treasure room? 1. Hidden. All right, so we have a medium room with hidden treasure. Okay, so we know that it's going to take 2 rounds to get through. It is hidden, which means that it's more about their passive perception and them like looking for clues and stuff like that that will dictate if they spot that in 2 rounds. So let us have them each roll. It doesn't matter which one, they each get +1. I could just roll with advantage. I think I'm going to roll with advantage with Clara, since her perception is slightly better. 15 +1, 16. It was going to be normal anyway. Even if it was on hard, it was going to succeed. So she succeeds in finding yet again another thing off in the corner. And I'm just going to ask, is it a gem? If it's a gem, I'm thinking it's more emerald pieces. I think this is likely. 9 and 4, no. No, but. Okay, so it is not a gem. So we're going to roll on the treasure here. Where is it? Where is the treasure? Rolls. Yeah, here we go. D100 roll. 44. Undersized pearl. Interesting. So more pearls. Found some small pearls. Interesting. So I'm going to have Zoran carry those since he has been pearls. He has the pearls. And that's worth 10, right? Oh, no, 20 GP. So these ones are worth a little bit. So that's not too bad. And that only took 1 round to find because she made 1 success. Is there anything else here? I mean, there was treasure. We rolled 1 thing. It was hidden treasure. Is there anything else here? I'm gonna say that it is a 50-50 roll. Yes, there is. Okay. Let's have her roll advantage on that while she's still walking through, and she picks up or rather points it over to Zoran, says, hey, can you pick that up? And looks through. Natural 20. Man, she is spotting something nice. Okay, so 2 rounds have gone by. I need to write down that for the light spell has gone through. And with that natural 20, that's like she definitely spots something that might be useful. Let's roll again on the treasure table here, and I might modify it if it doesn't quite work. 6, 10 copper pieces in a greasy pouch. Again, interesting. Okay, so we've gotten pearls, we've gotten copper pieces in a pouch, and we've gotten what else did we get? But I think that we're just gonna add another 10 copper pieces, so 20 copper pieces. Not gonna pick up the greasy pouch. Is the greasy pouch of the same thing as the last one? Is it Brienne's or is it somebody else's? I'm gonna say it's likely. Natural 20 on the likely, so that is an extreme yes. So in fact, it might be the same part of the pouch. Maybe the last pouch was torn in half and it had some copper in it, and the other half she dropped here. So that is interesting. So Zoran and Aclara mull this over as they're walking through this particular section of the of the cavern space, of the tunnels of the decayed gem, and puts two and two together. The pearls must have fallen out of the the pouch. Maybe the pouch carried the gems and the coins needed for a transaction. Maybe she was running and fleeing. We don't know, because we have yet to find Brienne. And we know from the previous session, or rather the last video for you guys, that she is not in these tunnels, but she definitely has come through here. This is very, very interesting stuff. Okay, so how many ways through are there? Just one. Interesting. So if there's just one, this is basically the end of the line, which means they have to backtrack into a new areas. I'm going to say that it's going to take 1, 2, and that guarded treasure area sells zombies. So 3, 4, 5. But she was here. There must be something here. With that natural 20, finding the dice tell the story, right? The dice tell the story. If there's no other normal entrance, is there like a secret entrance? Is there even another secret entrance around? With that natural 20 for Clara. And there's one normal entrance, and they have spotted the fact that Brienne came this way. Well, it is logical to deduce that there must be something here, and then I think they're going to spend some time searching. So I'm going to roll to see how long it takes for Clara and for them to find whatever the secret is. How many rounds? I'm going to roll a d6 just to... with the natural 20, she's going to find it. But because there was no obvious exit other than the one that came through, that, by the way, there was rubble, so maybe she did the same thing that Zoran did and made a cave-in to give her time to escape. That's probably what happened. But there's something about this cavern space that they're in that they're not immediately being able to see. So let's just see how long it takes them. It takes them 5 rounds to find it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got... her light spell is about to go out in a couple of rounds, but just as she sees that, there is a secret... there's a secret entrance, or rather exit, out of this area into a new space. And she points over in the corner behind like some boulders that were kind of in vaguely off in the distance beyond where they were normally walking, and they kind of scour a bit and they walk back and forth, and they're just like finding some other clue. And then Zoran points over and sees another secret entrance that looks a lot like the alcove secret entrance, and she says, I'm wondering if this is an exit. I'm going to give this likely. Is this an exit from the tunnels of the decayed gem? 8. No, it is not. It is not an exit, so it just continues going. All right, so we now know there is more to this cavern space. And so she kind of crouches through and comes through, and I'm going to say that it takes a round to go through this section here. And so her light spell is about to fizzle. And one more round, and then she has to re-up it. So Zoran goes, the spell, is this okay? And she goes, it'll be fine. just let's be on guard, okay? And so she takes out her dagger just in case. She can re-up her spell with one hand. And then Zoran is going to take out his bastard sword, and they're going to enter into this new space. Now, what do we find in this new space? I think this is going to be definitely something that is... let's see what room type it is. And let us roll a d10. And, ooh, a 10. Ooh, a boss monster. Ooh. Okay, so we have some sort of boss monster. All right, so we have a situation here. And I think I know what's going to happen. Or I think I have an idea. Is Brienne here? I'm going to give this a likely. Yes, she is here. But I think she's in dire straits. Because obviously she's been running this whole time, coming into this space. And I think that she is tied up and locked up in the corner of this area. And in front of us is some sort of non-monster humanoid, NPC if you will, that is about to rain havoc upon people who have come into his lair. Now, I have not thought of anything until right this point, so I don't know what this is going to be. But what I do want to do is I want to roll up an NPC. And they're going to be chaotic. And I'm going to roll up their ancestry and their age. And then go from there. So let us roll up a NPC that can hopefully add some context to this. So we know that this is someone that that Brienne has dealt with. Maybe she was running from this person. Maybe, we don't know. But Brienne is currently not looking great, off in the corner, tied up in a sort of cage-esque looking thing. I think it's slapdashly made with like a rock wall, and she's tied up to like iron shackles that are drilled, or not drilled, but that were screwed into the stone face of the cavern space that they're currently in. I think, but before anything happens, I think, yeah, let's see what ancestry they are. They are human. Okay, so we have a human that appears an elderly human. Okay, that is what? An elderly with a gold tooth that well, let's see what their apparent look is like. 2d4. So we got a 2 and a 4. So either a cobbler or a beggar. I'm going to say that he looks like a beggar. Yeah. So we have an elderly human that looks ragged and and has a gold tooth. This does not look, or this does not feel right. I think when they come in, what's his initial reaction, the NPC reaction to them coming here? Let's roll 2d6 plus their con mod. Humans, chaotic human. Let's see. What's his signature tactic? I'm going to use the rival crawlers thing here to see what this guy favors in what he does. 3 and a 3. So cash resources. Okay. So he likes to hoard resources. Okay. So likes cash resources. I have something brewing in my head that I don't really want to share, but because it may not be important. Cash resources is his tactic, so he likes to hold on to the things that he gets. Let us let's give him a name, shall we? We know that he is a human, so let's roll a d20 and let's roll 2d4s for his identifier. 19 for his name, and a 1 and a 2. Okay, so he is Una. Oh, Una. That reminds me, it's a she. So she. So Una the outcast. Interesting. So Una the outcast. Una the outcast, an elderly human that looks ragged and has a gold tooth and likes to cash resources. Sounds like somebody who is. And why was Brienne dealing with her, or why was she dealing with Brienne? Let us roll the prompts here, and let us see what their connection is, right? Let's see what their connection is. 12. Disagree. 78. Disagree safety. Disagree safety. Okay, so connection to Brienne. Question mark. Disagree. Safety. Okay. So we have Una the outcast here making a deal that probably went south with Brienne here. And let us figure out the scenario for next session. I'm going to wrap up today's session with this. Una spots and kind of looks a little, worse from where, to two individuals who come into her little lair, her little cache. And I think Zoran and Eclair immediately spot who looks to be like a woman behind some barricaded rocks and stuff in the corner. That must be Brienne. And this elderly woman who scowls at them and says, "Who are you? What are you doing here? Back away." But I'm gonna have her roll her reaction. 5 plus her charisma, which I think is going to be 8, so -1 probably. She's not very charismatic. She's an elderly woman who is a hoarder, is a beggar, ragged, has a weird gold tooth. I don't think that her social graces are there. So 5 -2 or 5 -1 is 6, and that's hostile. So she's going to be hostile. So She is... so we're going to start next session as a hostile encounter with Una. But that'll have to be next time, folks. And until then, I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.